Hi guys, so as you can clearly tell, it has passed a long time. I'm back from work and I'm just gonna give you like a really quick review of Evil Dead Burn. I gotta say, I was excited about this one. I stayed away from everything. I didn't know anything about this film, and I really enjoyed the last, I would say, last two Evil Dead films. I really like. I think the remake is my favorite, and I really liked the Evil Dead Rise. So I was expecting these to sort of continue Evil Dead Rise. Also because I know there's going to be another Evil Dead. So yeah, I was pretty excited. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight to it. I have a lot of feelings about this film. I have a lot of mixed feelings towards this film. Like, there were a lot of things that I really enjoyed, but also a lot of things that didn't really work for me. Uh, I guess I'm gonna start with what bugs me the most about the film, and it's just the tone. The tone of the film just doesn't work. I don't know what it is exactly. I know that the comedy that they try to put into it doesn't really fall. Like, it doesn't work. I mean, it is kind of funny, but it's also really odd because it doesn't like mesh well with the story. It just happens and you're like, yeah, it doesn't flow well. It also kind of gets repetitive and the film gets a little bit boring. I don't even think the actors are the issue. I feel the actors are good. Their characters, I mean, I kind of liked the characters, but at the same time, I didn't really care much about them, and I think that's an issue. When you have characters that are going through some horrible things and you don't really care that those things are happening to them, to me that's a big red flag towards the film. But here I can't even blame the actors. I just think the script doesn't flow that well. But there were a lot of things that I liked. As I said, I loved the gore. Like, as I said, it does get repetitive, but they have some really innovative, really different, like, injuries and just gross moments. There's a lot of things that happen that aren't gory. They're just really like gross and creepy, and yeah, there's both. There's definitely gore, of course, and some extreme gore, which I love all of that. I also really liked how the film looks. This is not directed by Lee Cronin. This is directed by Sebastian Vanicek. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. He's the same director that directed Vermin or Infested. And you can see his approach and his touch. There are some nods to France, and there's some French dialogue, so you can see that he put his touch in the story and in the film. And visually there are a lot of shots that I really liked. I would say Lee Cronin's vibe works best with the Evil Dead franchise, but I liked how this film looked as well. So I'm really torn on how I feel about the film, because on one hand, I don't think the story worked that well and I was kind of bored. But at the same time, I really liked the gore and the visuals, like the shots, and I liked the actors, so it's a mixed bag. And because of that, I give the film a 3 out of 5. I feel like that's a fair score. It's a film that it's competent, it's okay, it does a lot of things well, but at the end of the day, it didn't fulfill me. And I had a lot more fun with the previous film, with Evil Dead Rise. I think it worked better. The story itself just works better. Here, yeah, I don't know. I was anticipating this film and I was expecting more. So yeah, this is my review of Evil Dead Burn. If you have seen it already, please tell me in the comments how you feel. Tell me if you are a fan of Evil Dead, the Evil Dead franchise. I feel like I only really like the new ones, like the previous two. I'm not really into the originals. I actually only watched the very first one. I didn't watch all the other ones, and yeah, the first one isn't really for me either. I like the new vibe, but not this one. But yeah, tell me everything in the comments, and yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!